Are there some other key areas of injuries that you would see commonly from runners? And I think it's probably important to note that at the moment, we've got a lot of people who are embarking on the start of their main parts for their training programs, or they've now just gone, you know what, I need to kick the training program off now. So people are getting pretty excited. So it's probably quite a dangerous time in terms of picking up an injury. Are there certain injuries that you would see more commonly across people at this time and some things that people could look out for?
The clock ticks with the countdown now leading into the marathon weekend, whether that's in one of the junior runs or the 10K, half marathon or full marathon. And we can all succumb to the internal pressure that we put on ourselves to be as ready as we can for these events. But we can't cram the training if we're running short on weeks. So we're better to get to the start line than not get to the start line, because all of a sudden we get nervous that we're running out of weeks and we start to cram. So the common injuries that we may see people succumb to are shin pain or medial tibial stress syndrome or bone stress of the shin bone. It's really common in beginner runners who can go from zero to hero quite quickly. And if we're all honest, we've probably all been there at stages. So to the beginner runner, just really ensure you're putting as much gap between your running bouts each week as you can, and initially keep the intensity out of there, because faster running really does heighten the workload of the bones. Then we also see, Ross, often some Achilles tendon issues. I think most runners would have experienced this at some point. And the tendons are really sensitive to change. A really well-reputed tendon researcher, clinician, Ebony Rio, she often says, you've got to sneak up on tendons. They don't like sudden surprises. So keep that in mind. If we're changing a program or increasing our workload, try and do it gradually to not annoy a tendon, such as an Achilles tendon. And plantar fasciitis, Ross, is a big one as well, in the bottom of the foot, if you like. Getting out of bed feels a bit yuck, like you're walking on eggshells. It's a little bit like Achilles tendon issues, in that if we have sudden changes, that can often predispose us to making that sore as well. So really, in summary, make sure we aren't going too fast too often, and don't make big sudden wholesale changes, whether that's the number of miles you run a week or kilometers, or the intensity of those miles, or the terrain. Don't start doing every run up big hills and down big hills.